My name is Barbara Hoeft, and I own a company called Willow Street Financial Services, a trust and estate administration firm here in Jackson. I specialize in trust and estate administration for high net worth families with assets here in Wyoming and across the world. I have actually 2 points for you, 2 pieces of advice. The first one is, it seems really obvious, but I'll try to keep it short because I don't want to go over my 2 minutes. But the first one is to have a trusted group of advisors. You need a core group of people, not your spouse ideally, and not your best friend, and not your parents, that actually have expertise in the following 3 areas: legal, accounting, and the business in which you want to have your business. You need a lawyer with which you have a strong, knowing relationship. They need to know who you are, they need to know what your assets are, and they need to know what types of transactions you're involved in. The messiest estates that we handle are the ones where lawyers were not involved in partnerships. The second area is accounting. You need someone to help you not commingle funds, truly understand the taxable consequences of your expenses and your income, and to actually be able to give you advice on how to structure your business going forward to take best advantage of the opportunities presented to you. The third area is in the business in which you are in. It could be actually not specifically your field. It may not be retail, it may not be restaurants, it may not be consulting, but it needs to be someone or people in a business where they understand the process of determining revenue and determining how best for you to go forward in your business and to give you words of encouragement when you need them. So that's the basic tenet, the first thing, the first piece of advice. I want you to have a trusted core group of advisors. It can be ad hoc, meaning informal. It can be something formal where you actually say, I would like to include you in my particular group of advisors so that I can try to make this business truly successful. The second thing actually kind of speaks a little bit to what Bob was doing before, because my second bit of advice is that you need to have your story. You need to be able to say, and some people call it the elevator speech, but you need to be able to say what it is that you do in a relatively brief amount of time that actually is interesting, has a beginning, a middle, and an end, and that actually gives people something that they can hold on to and enjoy, and even a piece of it that they can relate to. So for example, I moved out here almost 30 years ago. I started in the hotel industry, I worked in Grand Teton National Park, and I fell in love with the area, and I fell in love with the man who is now my husband. I decided to come back and live here full time. After a few years in retail, including 3 years with Polo Ralph Lauren, I ended up running a family office for about 15 years. I worked on a lot of extremely complex projects, and the advisors that I worked with approached me and asked me if I would be willing to do an independent project for them. I didn't feel comfortable moonlighting. I wanted to be a good employee. I went to the family that I worked for and said, you know what, I have an opportunity to do something independently, but I didn't want to moonlight, and I was thinking about going independent and having you be my foundational client. They were unbelievably supportive. That was 7 years ago. I now have my own company. I have 6 full-time employees. We manage 16 core families, over 120 entities, and we're continuing to grow. Despite the downturn in the economy, we've never had a down year. That's my story, so now what's yours? Thank you.